kids. You have to hold the household down, right? Why can't you get an education for yourself?
You want the skills that pay the bills. Get on track to a career.
It was an orchestrated fraud scheme.
Want a career but not sure what to do or where to start? You have choices.
Let me play these commercials during the day when I know people are home. Let me play these commercials very late at night when perhaps people are up and worried about how they're going to pay the rent tomorrow. And I hear this voice and this very excited woman who's a single mother who's made it.
You still can work, still take care of your kids. I did it. You can do it too.
Sign me up. Where do I go? And this is one of the most, frankly, despicable corporate greed cases, certainly in the history of the state. And somebody had to do something about it. And this is what she did.
This morning, my office filed suit against Corinthian Colleges.
I remember prepping her for the press conference, and I remember just her outrage at the gall and the audacity of this scam and the way in which it was sort of, preying on people's ambitions. And that really, I think, made her personally invested in this case.
What is most insidious is that Corinthian Colleges was actually serving not as an educator, but as a predator of some of the most vulnerable people in our community.
Corinthian Colleges targets this demographic, which it describes in internal company documents as composed of, quote, isolated, quote, impatient individuals with, quote, low self-esteem, who have, quote, few people in their lives who care about them.
They really looked down on the people that they were trying to market to and saw them as people that they could prey on and get them to fork over tens of thousands of dollars in loans and debt for a product that was essentially worthless.
We went to a museum of Scientology for our psychiatric rotation.
Our pediatrics rotation, we went to a daycare.
One of the things that Corinthian did was they targeted veterans and presented themselves as if they had some kind of official affiliation with the military agencies.
Veterans, America's heroes, people who have served and sacrificed for our safety.
She was livid. She was livid. These were folks who wanted to do better for themselves, and she was having no parts of it.
The people of our state should not be the subject of other people trying to make money off of them simply because they want to get an education.
And she put a stop to them.
Students and faculty are stunned as 28 for-profit college campuses are closed just before graduation.
When Kamala D. Harris was the then Attorney General, now Vice President, she has a wide-angle lens on the problem, that it's not just the law, that it's actually the people, that it's what happens after you win the court case.
And so it was important to continue the fight on the federal level many years later.
After we obtained the judgment against Corinthian, I said then that the least we could do was to give everyone Corinthian took advantage of the relief they deserve.
This is another example where when she is convinced that something is the right thing to do and that she has power to do something about it, she is willing to stand up to anybody to make it happen.
So I am proud to announce that the Department of Education will cancel all remaining federal student loans for former Corinthian students.